Hello world. It's the Ja3Starr Broadcast. Today we're watching Nuxtaku. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
President Donald
Yes.
Trump just met up with Zoran Mamdani and
Oh,
had
he
one of his
did.
all-time
Oh, wow.
best moments.
All-time best moments. Okay, so I actually already saw most of this. I don't think I watched all of it though, so there will be some stuff here that I haven't seen yet that I'll be reacting to. But anyway, this meeting was really funny. Okay, and it was funny because it's confusing for the MAGA base. Okay, I mean I think it is. I think it's confusing them because he Donald Trump has been talking mad shit. Okay, he's been trash talking like crazy against Zoran Mamdani. He's a communist. I don't even think he's a socialist. He's a full-blown communist. All this shit. And you're gonna see in this video, he's very nice to him in the White House visit. So let's go. See what Nuxtaku thinks.
Your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views.
Oh boy.
Are you
Oh,
affirming
boy.
that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Dude is so uncomfortable. Crazy. Today was one of the moments of all time.
I wanted to
I
ask...
have never seen dominance being asserted this positively.
You can say it.
I'll be real. I did not expect this meeting to go like this at all, and we're gonna watch it today.
I've said this before, okay, but it never ceases to entertain me when this motherfucker and people like him that do this style of propaganda, they will take what's happening right in front of them and then they'll just say that the opposite thing is happening. And that's how, because you look at this and in what world is Donald Trump dominating the room here? Are you fucking kidding me? He has not stopped talking shit about Zoran Mamdani. Okay, and then finally they meet, finally they get together, and it's all smiles, it's all friend. What's up with that? Anyway,
I heard it was incredible. We're going to be looking at it. But there's a
Incredible.
lot that we need to talk about because the leftoids are melting down that Donald Trump absolutely manhandled him and he completely caved to Trump on basically everything. This is absolutely diabolical. Bro just casually saying, yeah, just call me a fascist, I don't care. People don't realize how big this is. You're blackpilling when the media lost all of its power. You're blackpilling when people are wrapped around Trump's pinky despite being his archest nemesis. You're blackpilling when he doesn't care that the media is calling him a fascist to his face, and you're blackpilling? These words mean nothing anymore. You have to see what's going on. So first, the House Republicans pass a resolution to condemn socialism. This wins in the House. Socialism is now condemned, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely diabolical.
Right.
This is fantastic because socialism is terrible, is what you probably thought I was going to say. This is performative theater. This is worth nothing. I don't care. I do not care about strongly worded letters. For the love of God, arrest someone, okay? I want to see a powerful guy go to jail. I want to see someone rich getting deported, all right? I want to see something diabolical. I don't care. And I'll be real, I think the number one fundamental issue with the Trump administration and with the entire, right wing, the Republican Party, is the boomers. There's just a vast majority of boomers in the Congress that refuse to do anything meaningful because they're so busy playing button-up politics. So while, yeah, socialism is trash and anti-God and anti-biblical values in every possible way, I don't care. I don't care about your condemnations. Do something. Zoran Mamdani had some all-time hits. So you have to understand exactly what we're dealing with before we look at what happened when he went into the White House. And then I have to show you the meltdowns, because the leftist meltdowns are diabolical.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City.
He cannot stop playing this, man. It's so crazy to me how Republicans will just take something that is not funny and through repetition they'll try to make it funny. And I mean, it's not just Republicans that do this, but it's so exhausting, dude. It's probably my least favorite thing about the internet in general. Unironically, it's the repetition. Okay, this is why you have habitual harassment in online spaces, okay? It's because people think it's funny. People think it's funny. And it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid. But, anyway. Yeah, like they keep bringing up his aunt, like oh, I can't believe that you were sad about your aunt getting hate crimed. Like why not? Why, like, that is fucked up. If true, fucked up, and it's probably
I want
true.
to speak to the memory of my aunt, who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
The number one victim of 9/11 was Zohran Mamdani's aunt. We cannot forget this brave woman who fought for
Yeah,
her
that's
faith,
what he was saying, man.
and was the biggest victim of a terrorist attack that killed 3,000 people and started endless wars. So we have to think of Zohran Mamdani's aunt at all times. Now, there's a reason why I'm showing you this one.
Dog, it was probably your government that did it. It was probably Israel. They fucking did that shit, man. It had to be. They knew. They definitely knew ahead of time. They didn't do shit. I wonder why. Yeah, but anyway, like, you don't want to talk about, if you're an Israeli, you do not want to talk about 9/11 with an American. Okay, not a good idea. Not gonna end well for you, man. Yeah, I hate to tell you, cat's out of the bag on that one. Okay, anyway, it's so fucking stupid, performative bullshit to be like, oh yeah, Zoran is like being disingenuous about his dead family member, dead cousin, aunt, whatever the fuck. They were also like going crazy because it wasn't literally his aunt, like his his one of his parents' sisters. It was actually like a cousin or something, and they just like my bad. I gotta stop using filler words,
ran his
man.
entire campaign on being a radical Islamist communist. That is exactly what he ran his campaign on every step of the way. He started off with Trump evil, Trump bad. So this is a clip of him just a few months ago while he was running Trump evil, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump evil.
Yeah.
My administration would be Donald Trump's worst nightmare.
Oh boy. Hyper radical anti-Trump. What's his administration gonna do? Anti-Trump. Anti-Trump. Inject the anti-Trump into me. All right. Now this is what happens right after he got elected.
I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that can make our city affordable for every single New Yorker. I intend to make it clear to President Trump that I will work with him on any agenda that benefits New Yorkers.
Oh my God. The moment after he wins the election, absolute cave to Donald Trump. It's crazy how this keeps happening. It's almost like this. It's all political theater to get the votes.
Where is the caving to Donald Trump? I'm still waiting on seeing the caving, man.
Now remember, he is a super
Come on.
anti-ICE guy. This was him screaming at the border czar of the United States of America. Just a couple.
Oh yeah, this is awesome.
Right? Do you believe in the First Amendment? How dare you deport people? How dare you deport people that invaded our country illegally? Don't you believe in the First Amendment? I mean, obviously, dude's not playing a full deck.
I mean, he was referring to the student that got arrested because they were pro-Palestine. Wasn't even an illegal, was a fully legitimately documented immigrant. And they like tried to deport him because he was pro-Palestine. But I'm not going to mention that part. I'm not going to mention that.
Or is he? Or is he just an incredibly subversive agent?
Classic
Nux
Nux Taco.
At getting the retard votes. Because that's exactly what he did if you think about it, and it's crazy. Now, the leftoids are losing their mind. So this is everyone's favorite leftoid on Twitter. She's not relevant, so I don't even know who she is. But she shows up from time to time, crashing out that Zohran Mamdani absolutely and utterly caved to the establishment.
Let's talk about King Jeffries for a moment, who now may face a challenge from TOSA, who's a member of the DSA. You said that there are local issues that his organization should be focused on. Maybe should remain a councilman. Are you saying he should not run against King Jeffries?
I'm saying that I think the focus should be right here on New York City. I respect the work Councilman Rose has done.
What does that mean he not run?
I think right now is not the time to be engaging in that kind of primary.
Not the time to primary the establishment. We have to toe the line.
Let me just say before I respond to this nonsense that anybody who wants to...
For the record, this is a radical leftoid that's crashing out. That all these people that were like Zohran and AOC that were supposedly anti-establishment, anti-oligarchy, that they're all completely caving, and the leftoids are losing it.
come in here and go, I told you he was gonna... You can fuck off. Democrats sucking is not revelatory. I guess some of you guys think that's annoying
Agreed.
because you think it's binary. Like, you either have to be outside of the electoral system, or you have to constantly kiss the ass of Democrats. Anyway, this video is not about arguing with other people on the left about electoralism versus not. It's about this bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. What kind of bullshit is this?
Oh my, not getting what you wanted. Oh, that must suck for you.
How come no one asked him why? Because this was the shit that AOC pulled the other day. Oh, it's not the time. Why?
Because they're also part of the establishment and they're gigantic pussies. Because he's the mayor of New York City and now he's doing his best to suck the schlongs of every single guy that sticks one in front of his face.
Why? Why isn't it the time? Can
That's
I
why.
explain why it's not the time?
I got you. Because you have to understand, he ran a campaign based on lies and bullshit where he promised promises that he couldn't keep. All right, free buses that are faster under communism. Don't you know that communist buses drive faster? These people are all liars. They're all frauds. They're all in it for themselves and their own personal agendas. Now, I personally believe that the personal agendas of Mamdani is to import infinite Muslims and refuse to let ICE deport any of them, and therefore slowly but surely turn New York City into New Yorkistan. That's my suspicion, and I think he's using the anti-ICE and the communism shit as a Trojan horse to get the retard vote. That's my opinion. I've said this the entire time from the get-go. Now he just has to play nice and suck everyone's dick in order to stay in power. And the leftoids, who thought they were electing some sort of communist insurrectionist guy that was gonna fight tooth and nail against the establishment, they're all left in the dark because these retards.
Bro, it's been like 2 seconds. He just got elected. Everybody is going fucking bananas mode. Like, give him some time. What? Anyway, Hakeem Jeffries shouldn't be primaried because he's a shit candidate. He sucks and everybody hates him. So that's probably the actual reasoning, and I agree. like obviously publicly they have to say something else, but like that's it, you know. He sucks. Put someone else in the goddamn seat. What the
I
hell?
don't believe in what they're promoting. Don't you understand that it's an inherently immoral ideology that could never survive itself?
Because you know what I think Democrats love?
This is like the people saying tax the millionaires, then they become a millionaire, and then they start saying tax the billionaires. Like, these people are all in it for themselves.
Tell people it's not the time. They love that.
Many such cases.
To criticize anybody in the Democratic Party during Trump's first
Yeah,
administration.
remember how that happens all the time, how communists become millionaires and then they say actually just tax the billionaires? Yeah, man. Yeah. Right.
Resist the administration. Then it wasn't the time to criticize the Democratic Party during the primary.
What do you mean I'm building a straw man? What?
Then after Biden won it, wasn't the time to criticize them because he needed to get his agenda.
And I'm loving this. The leftoids just can't fathom the fact that their party is run by completely immoral retards that are trying to...
Oh no, we can fathom that. Oh, we can and yes, yeah, both parties are bad. Both parties are right wing. You know, he's figuring it out. He's learning. He's getting closer.
By all means necessary. Like, she can't even fathom this.
Of which, of course,
Yo,
he didn't. Then it
Nuts
wasn't the time to
Tacos
criticize
becoming
him
woke.
because we needed to keep our powder dry so that he would work with the progressives, in which he, of course, did not. Then it was
The woke
you can't
right is
criticize him
here.
because he's going to be running against Trump. And then he imploded on stage and melted, and everybody saw that he was like literally senile. So then they brought in Kamala and went, okay, but now you can't criticize the Democrats or her now because we have to beat Trump. This isn't
Correct. As badly as the Democrats cooked our country, they've cooked their own people more. True, which is why you should stop voting for them because they're all immoral retards. Reestablish a new party that follows the word of God. We call it the Old Testament party, where we bring back actual justice and reform. All right. But anyway, you probably think I'm joking, so I'm just gonna leave it open-ended. But
That's so American.
Out about how she's not getting anything she wants for these people that she's been supporting, obviously.
the time. Okay, so what is the time? When is the time? It's almost...
No, please do it, please. Please, actually, keep infighting. I agree. Definitely stab each other in the back. Keep doing it, actually. It's great. I love it.
like you guys are saying, there is
Right.
never a good time to participate in democracy.
No, definitely. Fight your own people. Absolutely, I agree. Don't worry, I'm on your side, bitch. Don't worry, bitch. I'm with you, bitch. Ho, all the way. All right, I'll support whatever pronouns you need. Keep backstabbing other leftists.
It's almost like you were saying that it's never a good time to criticize the Democratic Party. That line
Wow.
is not only such trash.
Okay, I mean, like, you guys are fighting too. You guys are fighting way worse, actually. Cause like, you want to talk about leftist infighting. Like, my bad. I agree that leftist infighting is a problem. Okay? It's not a problem right now, in particular. Actually, I think the infighting is a lot better right now. I think leftists are fighting a lot less, and we're all kind of on the same page. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's actually right-wing people that appear to be, like, attacking themselves. Okay, Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, Marjorie Taylor Greene. For those of you that don't know, if you've been sleeping under a rock, Marjorie Taylor Greene fucking resigned yesterday because she was getting too many death threats. Or whatever, like she couldn't handle the heat. And all because she wanted the Epstein files released. Wow. Interesting.
That's true. Keep doing it. Keep criticizing.
Oh yeah, and Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, of course, are anti-Israel and also anti-Semitic, or at least Nick Fuentes is. I think Tucker Carlson probably is also a Jew hater. But yeah, I mean, there's intense anti-Semitism on the right, and it is making a lot of people who are like trad conservatives uncomfortable. But this is the direction that the party is going in, so either get with it or get out of the fucking way. But remember, all that is to say, every accusation is a confession. Okay, when he says that the leftists are infighting, not really. Like, not right now, particularly, is, a time where leftists aren't really infighting all that much. There's still some of that. You're always going to have it. It's just kind of the nature of left-wing politics. But if anybody is infighting to an abnormal degree right now, it is certainly conservatives.
Not the time to participate in democracy is to say that you don't believe in democracy. You don't believe that people...
You're not into democracy. You're not into democracy. You're in a constitutional republic. Oh, it's not easy to be retarded.
Will have the right.
You have to be.
It is a democratic constitutional republic, meaning we elect our representatives democratically. So, whenever somebody says it's not a democracy, it's a constitutional republic, actually liberal, actually woke-tard, it's a constitutional republic. Like, we know it is also a democracy, okay? Because a democracy is one where you vote. Okay, that's what democracy is. Democracy equals voting. Okay, so to call us a democracy is not wholly inaccurate. Now, in order to be a true democracy, the way it's worked in like Athens, right, in the dawn of democracy, was everybody voted on every issue. Okay, there were issues, there were civil issues within Athens, and to resolve these things, people would vote on them. Okay, but a republic is different. Okay, a republic is you have representatives vote on issues on behalf of the people. But again, in our constitutional republic, we democratically elect these representatives. Hence the democracy part. Okay, that's it.
More in that way.
Participate in democracy from the party of democracy. But the second thing is,
we're not into democracy.
Actually, I can't think of a better time than now. Now is
liberal owned, woke-tard owned.
To explain why. Because there are reasons.
Yeah, so this is like a glorious crash out, and she doesn't stop. She just keeps repeating herself again and again, losing her mind. Zora Mamdani talks shit on the campaign, stood like a scared child next to his daddy. Just look at this, crazy. So anyway, anywho, I'm gonna show you the clips as we're gonna watch the entire interview together because apparently it's insanely good. This is a radical leftist Twitter account. Social democracy is objectively the moderate wing of fascism. Zoran is a national socialist. I am shitting you not. The left turned on Zoran so badly, they are calling him a Nazi. The National Socialist Party is a Nazi party. They say that he is one step away from pure fascism because it's true he's a socialist, but he's chilling with Trump. He's chilling with caring about New York and our nation. So they're calling him a Nazi.
I mean, I don't think any serious leftist is upset about this. I don't understand. Like, what is the problem? Okay, like, nobody has a problem with him meeting with the president. Nobody. You are trying to make it seem like leftists fucking care about this when we don't. Okay, oh, he met with the president when he's a fucking politician. Yeah, crazy. Breaking news, the mayor of New York met with the president. Yeah, so controversial, so crazy.
He's being eaten by his own people.
Yeah, man.
Incredible. Obviously, there's a million of these. Social democracy is the left wing of fascism. In other words, again, this is coming from a communist account, right? So communist account, social democracy.
Yeah, but who is that? It's coming from a communism account? Like, who? Who, man? Who? I've never heard of this person. I mean, I don't know. I'm not necessarily saying it isn't like a left-wing account. I don't know. But it's like, who cares? Hey, look at all of these nobody leftists with no motion who are mad at Mamdani about stupid bullshit. Like, okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, what? Wow.
Fascism, right? So they're calling Zoran Mamdani a fascist now.
Amazing.
Right? So the red triangle is like the Hamas triangle. If you tell me I can't call him a National Socialist for this, I will laugh in your face. Dog. What? Because he shook Trump's hand and he looks like a scared little bitch. All of a sudden they're calling him a Nazi. This is incredible. This is everything I've ever hoped. The leftists are already blackpilling about the Mamdani visit. At this meeting with Trump now, Zoran Mamdani was asked about the anti-genocide protests in the Zionist synagogue recruiting settlers to illegally settle Palestinian lands. In response, Zoran said he cares very deeply about Jewish safety and hopes to root out anti-Semitism across every borough in New York. So he is already smearing anti-genocide protesters as rabid anti-Semites. And vowing to crack down on them with his beloved genocidal Zionist Likudnik police officer commissioner Jessica Tisch, who Trump also praised and said he was a family friend of theirs.
Yeah, I mean, that's just incredibly bad faith. Like, this person is not a normal leftist. Okay, this person may not be a leftist at all. This may be like a fucking bad actor trying to sow distrust into leftist circles. I don't know. But, like, I don't... the reason I say that is, like, I don't know how the fuck you could genuinely believe this. This is just stupid. Like, no, just because Zoran Mamdani says, anti-Semitism is unacceptable, I won't allow it in New York, like, it's a problem that we need to address, that does not equal support for Zionism. Obviously. Okay, and he's talked about Israel. He said that if fucking Netanyahu ever comes to New York while he's mayor, he will arrest him. Like, Zoran Mamdani is so anti-Zionist. He is ride or die for Palestinians. Okay, he will start blasting. Okay. He's gonna make the boss call when Netanyahu lands in New York and send the firing squad out. Sir, Netanyahu just landed. Call the fucking SWAT team. Yeah, I mean, anyway, I'm kidding, of course, but like he did say that he would arrest him. That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy for him to say that.
They are calling Zoran Mamdani a Nazi, a fascist, and a Zionist because he condemned violent riots outside of random Jewish synagogues in New York. This is everything I've ever wanted to see. This is incredible. I've never, dude. I knew the crash out would be insane because obviously the socialist, communist, Islamic utopia that Zoran was promising on the campaign trail was obviously never going to happen. I did not think it would.
These people just flip flop all over the place too because, like, he did the thing that you wanted. All right, he like condemned anti-Semitism or whatever, and you're like still trying to spin it like he's being disingenuous, and also that leftists are like anti-Semites and they hate it that he said that. They hate it.
Would happen before he even came in office.
Okay, man.
Zoran is not in office, and everyone's already made a complete U-turn. He's like, yeah, actually, violently rioting in front of random synagogues in New York is actually a bad thing. They're like, no, he's running cover for the Zionists. So this is Ken Klippenstein. He's a radical leftist. He's like a Hassan Piker associate. Trump is being nicer to Mamdani than the Democrat leadership was.
His name is
We are getting the
Klippenstein.
radical left to flip out like crazy because it turns out Trump is just a decent guy, and that's what no one will ever understand. Trump is not an ingrained politician, which is why people like him so much. Neither is Zoran, by the way, which is why I think Trump actually did take a liking to him, because he's not your conventional politician. They cannot fathom that Trump is actually kind of base, and they hate it so much. So in order to rationalize this meeting in their own minds, they have to call.
Uh-oh. Looks like my internet is shitting the bed. Oh, wait. I think it's back up. Yeah, god damn, I dropped over 1,000 frames in like less than a minute. I didn't even notice. Alright, I'm still dropping like a third of my frame. Oh shit. Alright, well, looks like we're good now.
Zoran Mamdani,
Back to it.
cancerous, Nazi, fascist, Zionist, even though he's a radical, anti-Zionist, globalize the Intifada, chanting motherfucker. And Trump, who they cannot rationalize that he actually took the complete and utter upper hand. They've been calling him senile for the last 6 months. They're saying, oh, he's old, he's falling apart, he doesn't know what he's not, and he just absolutely dominated. It's insane. So, all right, let's look at this, because this is the...
He looks better today. I will say that. I didn't mention it. But, good job, Mr. President. He looks good. Okay, relatively. Obviously, like, he's... Look, the reason I say, it was a low bar or whatever, is, like, have you seen him lately? He is constantly... He looks like he's on death's door. Like, he looks like he's got 1 foot out the door, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway. Yeah, it's not like Donald Trump has not looked really bad lately, okay? He does. He does. He's looked terrible. Also, he has very serious health conditions that are going to kill him very soon. Okay, like like all the people that are like ringing the alarm that he's going to be dead in 6 months, I don't think they're wrong. Okay, like the main thing is his heart. Okay, if they could like fix his heart problems, he could probably live through the rest of his term, even with the dementia. But if they can't fix his heart, he's dead. Okay, he's dead very, very, very soon. And he does have heart problems. He definitely does. It's gotten a lot worse recently. And also, he probably had a stroke. And part of his brain is currently rotting in his skull. And that's what happens, okay? That's it. But anyway, he was pretty lucid. He was pretty, awake during this meeting. I gotta say, they've done a good job propping him up.
It's the crash out that I like to see.
Well, thank you very much. We've just had
It's like a regular Joe Biden.
Standing here, of him talking, while Zoran Mamdani is standing there, unhappy behind him, covering his small penis with his hands, highly feminine energy.
great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting.
So apparently this Oval Office talking to reporters thing is right after they had a closed doors meeting. I don't know what was said in that closed doors meeting, but Trump must have fucking smacked this guy around, and he probably caved on everything. My guess is, all right, here's my analysis, all right? They had a meeting that went super well. Trump got everything he asked for, and Zoran Mamdani is like, okay, cool, I'm happy I made Trump happy. In possibly one of the most hilarious ways ever, because you know Trump. Trump will shit on you if you don't glaze the shit out of him. This is Trump 101. Well, Zoran glazed. He got down on his knees, man. He was the new Bill Clinton, if you read the Epstein files.
We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do
Wait,
very well.
no, but that joke doesn't work, dog, because Bill Clinton wasn't he wasn't doing the he was doing the receiving. Like I don't think, unless you're trying to say that Donald Trump sucked off Zoran Mamdani, which yeah, I mean I wouldn't go that far. I don't think that happened.
And I want to
That's pretty
congratulate
wild,
That
man.
Zoran, man. all he wanted was to bring in an Islamic communist utopia, and here he is, a complete deer in headlights, obeying the whims of the man that he ran his entire campaign on hating. Damn, it must be brutal to be him. His aunt is rolling over in her grave right now.
The mayor, he really ran an incredible race against a lot of smart people, starting with the early.
This dude was calling him a Nazi, he was calling him a jihadist, and here they are, after all said and done, in the White House together, the president sitting down. Dude, this is just insane. It's insane how much of politics is just theater. And I do hope that he manages to rein him in a little bit.
Primaries against some very tough people, very smart people, and he beat them easily. And I congratulate
Keep dreaming, buddy.
And
that's a big man, by the way, right? Trump won the election by like a vast majority, and people were seething. Right? That's a big man because he did not want Zoran to win. He made it clear. He tweeted multiple times about it. He did not want Zoran to win. That's a big man.
Talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. And anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York, and we've got them down way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people, Walmart said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less than last year, so that's good for New York, good for everybody.
Damn.
But I just want to
big Trump victories, and guess who has to glaze Trump for all that?
congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am. I will say there's no
hell yeah, dude.
difference in.
Look, all of us are hoping for the same thing. Well, all of us, meaning me and probably you guys in my audience and Trump. We're hoping for a healthier, better, stronger, safer, greater America. Hoping. I think that we're all pretty much on the same page on this one. I don't know what Zoran Mamdani's plan. I think Zoran Mamdani also wants better, safer, greater America, but I think his definition of greater is with 100 times as many imports from certain countries around the world.
Party, there's no difference in anything, and we're going to be helping him to make everybody's
speedier visas to anyone that fucks their first cousin.
Dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Please.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
He appreciates it, huh? This is coming a long way from saying I would be his worst nightmare.
The meeting with the president, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States.
I mean, Zoran, like, the idea that Zoran is the hypocritical one in this situation is delusional. Zoran said that he would work with Trump, that he would play nice, okay? He just wants to focus on affordability in New York. That's all he talked about the entire time he was running. Okay, and now that they're together, that's what he's doing. Okay, but Trump, on the other hand, has spent the last few weeks talking about how Zoran Mamdani is an evil jihadist communist. And that he's going to destroy America or whatever. And now he's suspiciously being very nice. Interesting.
He's defending people that call New York their home, not people who are literally legal in New York.
We spoke about rent, we spoke about groceries, we spoke about utilities, we spoke about the different ways in which people are being pushed out, and I appreciated the time with the president, I appreciate the conversation, I look forward to working together.
Going with the full thank you. He's giving him the reach around. Dude, I have never, ever seen this level of respect before in this Oval Office. Dude, Zelensky could not handle this. He couldn't. That's why he got laughed at, because Trump gave him billions of dollars, and he just could not cope.
To deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
President Trump, Stephen Nelson from the New York Post. I've got a question for you, and then also one for Mayor elect. For you, you referred to Mr. Mamdani as a communist. Can you describe why you feel that way? And also, will you do anything to stop him from arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu?
That's not happening.
Well, we didn't discuss your second part of the question, and on your first part, I mean, he's got views that are a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I changed a lot.
He's gonna change.
Changed a lot from when I first came
my God.
to office. It's now quite a while ago. It's quite a while. My first term was great. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We're doing even better now. We're doing much better now than we did even
Just complimenting himself in front of Zoran, who ran his entire campaign on being Trump's worst nightmare.
the first term.
He just has to stand there and take it. I don't know. I feel like watching this, it just comes off as Zoran Mamdani accidentally just became like a guy in Trump's corner. Like, it's so weird.
I can tell you some of my views have changed, and we had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he's going to be. I think he is going
You call him a communist. What do you think? People can change. He's gonna change.
to surprise some conservative people, actually,
All right.
and some very liberal
Well,
people
I
who won't
hope so.
surprise him because they already like him.
And Mr. Mamdani, it sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said it would be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the President is the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And
Yeah, shout out to deporting all those people that are there illegally. That's my opinion. So I actually have a really interesting analysis. Right, there's a lot of traffic. It's really hard to get around. There's 10 million illegals in New York. The costs are up. 10 million illegals in New York. There's an issue with vacancies in apartments in New York City. Well, there's 10 million illegals in New York. The price of real estate went up. Yeah, there's 10 million illegals in New York, which probably contributes. Crime, 10 million illegals in New York. Not safe. Subways packed. 10 million illegals in New York. Buses slower. 10 million illegals in New York. Like, you know, a lot of things actually have one simple answer can solve a lot of these issues.
The meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not
Dude, nothing phases this man.
that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to work together.
Oh my god, I wonder. We'll see what happens. This is gonna be really weird because I've never seen like the so the radical leftists, like the AOCs, the Bernie Sanders, they had nothing but disdain for Trump. Like to the point that Bernie Sanders unironically went on Joe Rogan and said, actually, you're supposed, if the media lies about you, you have to take it. You have to let them lie about you. You can never sue them to stop them from lying about you because that is a tyrannical government. It's like, what the fuck are you? You are actually retarded. It's like, but anyway, that's just the classic retard. So it's weird to see Zohran Mamdani instantly folding to this man when all the radical leftoids could not. They just went down the TDS self-destruction path.
Yes, please.
Mr. President,
In a way, it's dangerous. Like, Zohran Mamdani lied about everything on his entire campaign. I wonder what else he's lying about.
from MTV Lebanon. I would like to ask you a question about the Middle East regarding, you did said that Hezbollah in Lebanon is not in a good position.
Yeah,
And
true.
Lebanon now
Hezbollah in Lebanon is cooked.
is the final unresolved after Gaza and Syria. Given your assessment, like what do you say for the Lebanese today? It's the independent state in Lebanon. And what is
You know, Lebanon used to be a Christian majority country. Now it is a Muslim majority country. Now, I don't know how that happened personally. It's probably because of the overwhelming amounts of...
You don't know how that happened? Really? Really? What? Wait, who did this? Who drove all the Christians out of Lebanon, and why? What was that all about, Nux Taco? I wonder. Why don't you talk about it?
Probably all the
Why
straight white
doesn't
males,
he?
Straight white males, the Hasidic Zionist Jews. Probably those guys also got involved. I can't personally figure out why it used to be a Christian majority country, now it is a Muslim majority country. I personally can't figure out the source.
Oh,
But yeah, Lebanon's cooked.
okay.
Because in southern Lebanon, you have Hezbollah, which is
Okay.
terrorist.
Oh, I can't figure it out. I can't
Like
figure it
Israel
out.
the last couple of years. And currently, they're getting hit from everywhere. 'Cause the actual Lebanon-
Hezbollah is not a terrorist organization in Lebanon. It is actually, get this, a legitimate political party. Okay? Now, in other parts of the world, Hezbollah is, not a political faction, but an organization of terrorists. It has been deemed a terrorist organization. But in Lebanon, in their parliamentary system, Hezbollah is a legitimate political party that you can vote for. But anyway, he's right. Israel has been bombing the fuck out of them and killing them, even though they are civilians. Now, that being said, I'm not endorsing Hezbollah within Lebanon. Okay, they are a far-right extremist, religious extremist, faction, and that's not good. I don't like that. But anyway, my point is that Israel is bombing them, despite the fact that they are civilians and they're just a political party. But everybody just gives Israel a pass. It's just, oh, that's fine. That's fine, Israel. You can do that. And nobody ever does anything about it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Can you imagine if any other country did that to any other country? That would be crazy. That would be that would be an assault on that country's sovereignty. Okay, but because it's Israel, nobody gives a fuck.
Chinese government hates them too.
next move to push toward disarmament, the disarmament of
Well, we
Hezbollah?
are pushing for total disarmament of Hamas and, frankly, everybody else. And we actually have peace in the Middle East. As you know, the King of Saudi Arabia just left yesterday. We had some great meetings, and he's made a contribution toward the United States of more than $1 trillion. We have now over $20 trillion coming in. No country has ever had
He's not
anything
wrong.
like that. Not even
It's not in the media. The media doesn't talk about this because obviously it makes it look really good that Trump is bringing in trillions of dollars to the country. That's obviously not something important for the people to know.
Yes.
People have to know about the Epstein files, which literally make all the Democrats look way worse than it even makes Trump.
If you go to 2 trillion or 1 trillion, it's a lot. We have 20 or 21 trillion dollars. I think that Hezbollah has been a problem in Lebanon, big problem. We're working with Lebanon.
Killed hundreds of Americans. I mean, they've contributed to the deaths of 600,000 people in Syria.
We're working with everybody in the Middle East. That's another thing I think we have in common. We want to see peace in the Middle East, and we actually have now for the first time peace in the Middle East after 3,000 years. And now we're going to refine it.
Yeah,
and I think
maybe.
you're going to see some very
That'd be
positive
crazy.
things happen.
I think if we do the Abraham Accords, include all the countries, that would be insane.
Is it potential to invite the Lebanese president to meet you to the White House?
I would do that, absolutely. And if the mayor would like to be here for that meeting, because I know he feels very strongly. I think he feels very, very strongly about peace in the Middle East. Because
We desperately want it, and that's something that I shared with the president, that when I spoke to New Yorkers who had voted for
All right, let's guess. Genocide,
the president last November on Hillside Avenue and Fordham Road, I asked them why. I heard again and again two major reasons. One was that they wanted an end to forever wars. They wanted an end to the taxpayer dollars we had funding violations of human rights, and they wanted to address the cost of living crisis. And I appreciate the chance to discuss both of those things.
He said a lot of my voters actually voted for him, and I'm okay with that. I'll do that. I'll sign it. Give it to me. I'll sign it. That's pretty good.
Mr. President, you've threatened to send federal troops to New York City. You both have differences when it comes to ICE agents in New York City. Mr. Mamdani, you called ICE a rogue government entity. I wonder how you reconcile your differences on both of those issues.
Well, I think we're going to work them out, and I think that if we have known murderers and known drug dealers and some very good people, we want to get them out. And the mayor wants to have...
Deport all illegals, every single illegal, deport. No caving, not on one iota, every illegal, get them all out. It will help every part of life in New York, every part of life.
Pete, we discussed this at great length, actually, maybe more than anything else. He wants to have a safe New York, ultimately.
Yeah, of course, more than anything else. Because this is, in my opinion, what Zoran was running on.
A safe New York is going to be a great New York. If it's not safe, no matter how well we do with pricing and with anything else, we can talk about anything you want. If you don't have safe streets, it's not going to be a success.
Ultimately, I do think that the illegal immigration and the safety has a lot of overlap. So ultimately, we'll see what happens. Fundamentally, I think that if you import people from a country that think that rape is actually not so bad, then you're going to see a lot more rape. Look at Lontanistan, as they call it. Look at everyone's other favorite Muslim majority countries like Spain, or France. Like, bro, it's crazy over there. It really is. Like, you have these grooming gangs running around in England, raping children. It's insane. So realistically, I think when you import people that think rape isn't so bad, then you're going to see a lot more of it. Ultimately, I do think that the crime and immigration actually does have a lot in common. So we'll see what happens.
So we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that if they're horrible people...
Bing bong. Lovely jubbly. Right. If I fucking see you again, I'm gonna slit your fucking face wide open, yeah? You dragging in, little fucking... Hey, look, for real though, the actual grooming gangs in the UK are the Tories. Okay? Literally. You want to talk about grooming gangs.
We want to get them out.
It's
I think
the
he wants to get them
Tories.
out maybe more than I do. So we'll work together. We discussed it at great length. Yes, please.
Yeah, two questions. If I may. One
All right,
for
we'll see
you,
what
Mr.
happens.
President, on BBC in a second. But first of all, for the mayor-elect, you're both from different parts of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
You're both populists, though, and I just wondered to what extent the president's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use, inspired any part of your campaign.
Well, I actually told the president that so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase in his numbers in New York City, that came back to the same issue: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about
Deporting 20 million illegals would really help that. Am I the only one that's seeing it this way? Like, bro, we have 7 million too few houses.
Yeah, you are the only one. Because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, you know what would really help the cost of living? If we brutally deport people that let their documents expire. Or maybe even not. Maybe just actual, like non-illegal brown people, because that's happened too. Okay, people they like to think that ICE does their job and they get it right, and they only deport illegals, but that's not true. And we can talk about the cases that we know of where they've done this, but who knows how many people they've deported illegally that we don't know about. There's no telling. But anyway, it would not... deporting people, illegals, doesn't help our economy. It actually harms our economy, because illegal immigrants are paid under the table, they're paid low wages. Okay, removing them from the workforce will cause instability, okay, because they're not going to replace them, they're going to make the people that their co-workers, they're going to make them cover all their work. Okay, that's what happens. You're stupid.
Houses in the United States. We have 30 million illegals in the United States. Like, come on, dude.
cost of groceries.
It's a new number every week. Okay, it's 30 million. It's 60 million. How many is it? The answer is that it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, it's whatever number they want it to be. It's a gazillion. It's a gorillion. It's an octillion.
Con Ed, the cost of childcare. And too often, politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about, as opposed to listen. And when we spoke to those voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focused on that same cost of living, and that's where I am really...
So basically, yes, you did use Trump's same campaign about cost of living and stuff. So basically, you're like Trump's #1 fan is what you're trying to say.
looking forward to delivering for New Yorkers in partnership with the President.
Yeah, I mean, Trump ran on cost of living, and he has done nothing to help with the cost of living. In fact, they've just made shit more expensive. And then their tactic is, when they make shit more expensive, is to just be like, actually, we made it cheaper. Actually, there's more jobs in the economy. Actually, everything is awesome. And it's a democratic hoax if you say otherwise.
All the leftists on Twitter are calling him a Nazi because he's actually just kind of glazing Trump the entire time. This is crazy. This is insane. By the way, I want to see the country work together. I want to see the left and the right working together as much as possible. Now the issue is the left keeps trying to kill us, which makes it difficult. Essentially, like you can't really unify with people that want you dead so much. So ultimately, this is the goal. The goal is the whole country working together, different ideas battling each other. May the best ideas win. Ultimately, that's the ideal.
Marketplace of ideas.
The other side of the political spectrum violate all 10 of the 10 commandments and all 7 of the 7 deadly sins. They're like, yo, let's endorse communism, stealing money from people that earn it. Let's abort babies. Let's castrate children, and that's what we're seeing all the time. So this is like, there's an impasse here. But ideally, I want to see friendship and unity. Even though I don't really want to unify with murderers.
I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to work a little bit on getting the prices because we've gotten fuel prices way down, but it hasn't shown up in Con Edison, and we're going to have to talk to them. If we're sending them fuel at a much lower price than it was a year ago, which is true, we have to get Con Edison to start lowering the rates.
Absolutely.
And if I may, last week you told me you were pushing ahead with your plans to sue the BBC for up to $5 billion. You're going to speak to Prime Minister Starmer as well. Is there any progress or any updates?
The BBC, for the record, is the British news that essentially released a doctored footage of Trump on January 6th to make it look like Trump caused some insurrection, and they edited it to make it look like Trump said fight when the actual footage was Trump saying not to fight. So now he's doing it for $5 billion.
We get along very well with the Prime Minister. We made a deal with UK.
And Starmer's another giant pussy. Like, this is Trump Doctrine 101. This is the art of the deal. You don't make peace with your friends. You make peace with your enemies. So he goes out there and he gets all these people to kiss the ring.
I like him. He's a fine person, and I think there's a big...
He did incite January 6th, by the way, and I always have to preface it with this, okay? I don't care about January 6th. I don't give a fuck. I don't ever bring it up. I don't care about it. Okay, I don't. It's stupid. Why the fuck are we talking about it? It was forever ago. Anyway, Trump could have stopped it at any time by sending a tweet. That's all he had to do. He had just tell his people, like, hey, don't storm the Capitol. But he didn't do that. He watched. He watched them do it. And he did nothing. And anyway, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Okay, I'm just saying that that's what he did. Because it is. That's what he did.
This is the classic Trump, If someone's willing to work with you and kiss the ring, he's going to call you a nice, fine person. This is every single time. Starmer is a wanker. Starmer is a wanker. That's like a literal slogan in English. Like, that dude is a nightmare. He opens the borders to tens of thousands of illegals every month. Dude's an actual nightmare.
Knows all over the place. They're going to have to start using other methods because their energy is out of control. Talking about it in the UK, it's out of control. And he's got that problem. He's got a big immigration problem, as you know. He's got a big energy problem, and we talk about it. He's a good man. Prime Minister's a good man.
Yeah, he's a weak man.
I haven't spoken this one.
Have you spoken to President Zelensky about your plan? Can you meet him?
Zelensky refused to kiss the ring, and he ended up thrown out on his ass. It's kind of interesting how that keeps happening.
I've spoken with the people. We have a plan. It's horrible what's happening. It's a war.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And it's a shame, and I thought they should have acted quicker. But it's a cold winter, and a lot of the you talk about utilities, but a lot of the big energy-producing plants have been under attack. To put it mildly, to put it nicely. We have a way of getting peace, or we think we have a way of getting peace. He's going to have to approve it. It's so sad. So many people. Last month they lost 25,000 soldiers. This is something we haven't seen anything like this since the Second World War, and they're averaging 6,000 or 7,000 a week between the two of them, dead soldiers, and it goes on. And I think they're getting reasonably close. But I don't want to predict. I would have said that would have been one of my early ones. I did 8 peace deals with countries, including India, Pakistan. You could even go, if I'm coming here in a week or two, go to the Congo and Rwanda. That was 10 million people dead, and we worked something out on that. But so many, and the one I thought would have been, for me, because I have a very good relationship with President Putin, I thought that would have been maybe quicker. But it does take 2 to tango. And now you see all the death. And it doesn't affect us other than the fact that we don't want to see all those people. That really, it's on the other side of the ocean. That's a war that should have never happened. It happened. I blame the person also sitting right behind this desk. This is a war that should have never happened, and it wouldn't have happened if I were president. But we're trying to save a lot of lives. They're losing 25,000 lives over the last short period of time. That's Ukrainian and Russian. And it's a shame.
I want to ask the mayor-elect about a House resolution. It just passed overwhelmingly to condemn socialism, including with 86 Democrats.
Performative garbage, but socialism is also trash. Like, again, I really wish that the Republicans in Congress would actually do something useful instead of just doing performative, strongly worded letters.
All of House Dem leadership and the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, despite his endorsement of you. What's your reaction to that?
have to be honest with you, I focus very little on resolutions, frankly. I've been focusing...
condemn socialism.
I understand. I think the focus is on the work at hand. I can tell you...
It's crazy because he's completely right. He's ultimately completely correct, and that's why he won, because he doesn't care about the grandiose, random bullshit, strongly worded letters. You know, none of that matters. Literally none of that matters. What matters is what you actually do, and that's why Zoran Mamdani won, because he's like, I'm gonna actually fight for you, I'm gonna work for you. And then you have other people that are nebulously ranting and talking about boomer economics, like anyone gives a shit. Oh, I condemn so no one cares.
I am someone who is a democratic socialist. I've been very open about that, and I know there might be differences about ideology, but the place of agreement is the work that needs to be done to make New York City affordable. That's what I look forward to.
And I want to clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say yes. Okay. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Bro, that's one of the generational Trump clips. That's insane. Words mean nothing anymore. They mean absolutely nothing.
I wanted to ask you also about this Ukraine plan. President Zelensky said today that his country would risk either giving up a partner or giving up its dignity.
It is a pretty good line, you know? Yeah, it's okay. You can call me a fascist. It's all right. Because it's true. I agree with it. I am a fascist. That's right.
Come on, dude. Zelensky, man.
That's right,
You have no chance
folks.
of winning this, man. You gotta make concessions and make these. Both of them. It's a nightmare.
That this deal
He
proposal.
doesn't like it?
It's unclear. He was sort of tenuous about
He'll
it.
have to like it, and if he doesn't like it, then, you know, they should just keep fighting, I guess, you
The
know?
suggestion that he made, though, was that if he doesn't accept it, that the U.S. would pull back its support for Ukraine. Is that
Well, at some
accurate?
point he's going to have to accept something. You know, he hasn't accepted. You remember right in the Oval Office not so long ago, I said, you don't have the cards. Don't forget, I inherited this war. I would have never, this war never
Never started about President.
happened. I inherited this war, and I thought he should have made a deal.
Notice how Zoran Mamdani's
We
wearing-
are not playing. Yo, that shit was so funny, man, because he was like, we are not playing cards, Mr. President. Oh, man. That shit was hilarious.
The ultimate deal would have been never started. That would have been a good deal. That could have been done too if you had the right president, but you didn't have the right president.
Mr. President, the cost of living is something that you and Mr. Mamdani seem to agree on. Democrats have run New York City for a long time, Mr. Mamdani. Do you see Democrat policy specifically as being a problem? And I'd like that to be a question that both of you can answer in New York City.
Look, I think that there are many things in our city where we have to own the responsibility of it, things that existed long...
You know, if you deported 20 million illegals, I'm sorry if it sounds like a broken clock, but it's like you don't have enough apartments, so everything goes up in price. Well, yeah, if you have 20 million less illegals, bro, it actually does impact it quite a lot.
Before the president was the president, and those are also part of the message of our campaign was to take on a broken politics of the past. And I ran against a number of candidates who represented different versions of that past.
That's right. Ultimately, he won the young vote because he's not a boomer.
And what we found time and again is that working people were left behind in the politics of our city. And what we're looking to do is put those people right back at the heart of our politics.
Yeah, by taxing them more and giving that money to broke people that are not willing to contribute anything to society, and also by opening the prisons. Your policies are absolute garbage, which in my opinion is why he's probably going to change everything he ran on by the time he actually takes office. So far, I've been completely right about basically all of my predictions. I was right that this guy won. I was right that he was going to kiss the ring, and I was right that this dude was dropping all of the communism shit because obviously he can't give free things to everyone. And I guess time will tell if I'm right about the fighting back against migration being his main thing because he wants to overthrow New York and turn it into a Muslim-majority city.
So that we don't have a situation where we're in the wealthiest city in the history of the world, and yet 1 in 5 can't even afford $2.90 for a MetroCard.
Mr. President,
You know, we had some interesting conversation, and some of his ideas really are the same ideas that I have.
Oh, shit.
But a big thing on cost, you know, the new word is affordability. Another word is just groceries. You know, it's sort of an old-fashioned word, but it's very accurate.
It's an old-fashioned word. It's beautiful.
You know, we had, both of us, we had the highest inflation in the history of
For those of you that aren't paying attention, the average salary is higher and the inflation is lower under Trump. Like, you cannot deny the facts, the numbers on the paper that prove that he's cooking.
the country the last 4 years under the Biden administration, and we've got inflation down now to a normal number. It's going to go even lower.
Right.
Katie, do you have something?
Mr. President, thank you so much. Mr. Mamdani often talks about New York City being covered by international law, that they will follow international law.
Yeah.
Doesn't often talk about the U.S. Constitution. What is your response to that?
Well, I don't know what you refer to in terms of it can be covered by international law, local law. It's covered by a lot of laws, but it's covered by U.S. law. Are you referring to anything in particular?
He just says that they're a city that endorses and enforces international law. Is that at odds with
No, I don't know. Would you want to respond?
Yeah, I think what I've shared with the president is our desire to not only follow the laws of our own city, laws that protect New Yorkers, but also a desire for consistency in our politics across the board. And that's something that we've talked about and something that I know many New Yorkers
A complete and utter non-answer.
We discussed ICE and New York City, and I spoke about how the laws that we have in New York City allow for New York City government to speak to the federal administration for about 170 serious crimes. The concerns that many New Yorkers have are around the enforcement of immigration laws on New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. And most recently, we're talking about a mother and her 2 children, how this has very little to do with what that is.
What we did is we discussed crime more than ICE per se. We discussed crime, and he doesn't want to see crime, and I don't want to see crime, and I have very little doubt
I
that.
guess we'll see whose policies are better. I think all of us want to see less crime. I think that deporting all the illegals would definitely solve that a lot. There are guys running around on bicycles just mugging people now in New York. If you've seen my previous video on this, you know what I'm talking about. There's a notorious bandit right now that is like, he robbed 30 stores by reaching over and emptying the cash register, where the police went out and said, don't worry, we have a solution. Just move the cash registers out of arm's reach instead of arresting people. Bro, that's not right, bro. We should not be living in a city where the police are telling you to move the cash registers out of arm's reach instead of arresting people. Okay? So ultimately, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We're not going to get along on that issue. He wants to, and he said some things that were very interesting as to housing construction, and he wants to see houses go up. He wants to see a lot of houses created, a lot of apartments built, etc.
All right,
And, you know, we actually, people would be shocked, but I want to see the same thing.
Mr. Mamdani, anti-Israel protesters
Mr. President, I want to know one of the policies as well that Mayor-elect Madami talked a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to...
Oh, God, good question. To white neighborhoods. He's going to cook them on the identity politics shit. Oh, God. This is Ja3Starr, right? Dude.
To white-based communities and putting more taxes on white people. I also noticed
He
that
literally did say that for the record.
in your acceptance speech you didn't mention anything about America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys had spoken about.
We focused on affordability, we focused on the cost of living crisis. What I will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the President and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is manageable to actually get through and not the cause of yet another weight that we see.
But to be clear, you're continuing this idea of
No, why didn't you say you hate white people? Why?
Very clear. No,
It is what he said.
the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
Please. All right, so for the record, he said he wants to tax whiter neighborhoods at a higher rate. All right, he's saying that has nothing to do with the race, it just describes the neighborhoods, happens to be all the white neighborhoods or the rich ones. Like, come on, dude, get out of here.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
But that's
We
true,
have a fair
though.
property tax system because we want
Which taxes the white people more, correct.
a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
The goal is to take money away from the rich people in New York, which are the white people and the Jews, and give that money to the illegals that are invading New York. That is, yes, exactly what he's fighting for, correct.
Please go.
He folded. He did. He had nothing, because that's exactly the goal.
Mr. Montani, anti-Israel protesters just targeted a synagogue in New York. Are you concerned about Jewish New Yorkers feeling welcome and safe in the city? And President Trump, you've threatened to cut off federal funding to New York City. What policies would prompt you to do that? Would that be city-run grocery stores? Would it be something else?
Well, I think if we didn't get along, whether it's cut off or just make it a little bit difficult or not give as much, we want to see a
If we don't get along, you keep kissing the ring, old boy, and we will keep playing fetch. The moment you stop, that's when shit hits the fan.
use the term, we don't want good money going after bad, and we don't want that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I did say that, subject to what policies are being said. We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built. He wants to see rent
But he's also head in the class. He wants to see no crime, so he's abolishing prisons.
coming down. All things that I agree with. Now we may disagree how we get there.
Yeah,
the
we'll
rent
see.
coming down.
I agree. I think that they both want no crime in an ideal universe, and they do have disagreements. Trump's like actually arresting people, and he's like, no, actually we just need to release them and have more therapists and social workers on the police force. But I just think his policies won't work. I guess that's the difference, in my opinion.
One of the things I really gleaned very much today, we'd like to see him come down ideally by building a lot of additional housing.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so do I. But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No,
That's fair, but he also said he wants to abolish all the prisons. And he wants to replace certain police officers with social workers. So for domestic abuse calls, you get a therapist showing up at your house instead of a police officer. He also said he wants to start decriminalizing certain things. He also said that he wants armed robbery to no longer be considered violent crime. So, that technically would lower the crime statistics if now armed robberies aren't considered violent.
Yeah, those are all epic things, okay? I can't speak on the crime categorization. I know a lot of conservative commentators, they like to focus on how crimes are categorized and how that relates to crime statistics, and we can talk about that, okay? That's fine. I'll need to look into it more, but anyway, when it comes to abolishing prisons, that is straight up a good thing, okay? Prisons are modern slavery, okay? Here's how you set it up, okay? Here's how it's all set up. Because keep in mind, we abolished slavery, okay? We abolished it, right? That was 150 years ago. And immediately the question became, how do we do slavery again without breaking the law? And the answer to that is create a system where when somebody goes to prison, you can make them work, right? So, okay, then you just make laws, okay, that target a particular set of people, okay? And that's why we have loitering. That's why we have jaywalking. That's why we have all these bullshit laws in our country. It's because back in the day, they would only enforce those laws on black people, and then they would arrest them, and they'd be put in the prison system, and that's free labor, okay? That's very, very cheap labor. So slavery didn't really end, it just got a little more convoluted, and that system has evolved into what we are seeing now with prisons. So anyway, abolishing prisons is a good thing. Obviously, you can't just say no more prisons and let all the people out and that's it. It's a bit more complicated than that, but the end goal is to get rid of prisons, okay? That should be everybody's goal, because a society that doesn't need prison is like a better one than this one, right? like the argument is not that it would be bad to get rid of prisons. The argument is that you can't get rid of prisons, right? That's what conservatives say. But like ideally, yeah, well, like that's all we're talking about, okay? We should ideally try to get rid of prison. And anyway, when it comes to social workers on the force, that is statistically safer for people who are calling 911, okay? Because you have to understand that police are not good at de-escalating, okay? And that is the crux of putting social workers on these 911 calls, okay? And it's true. Even though police are taught to de-escalate, right? They're trained to not escalate violent situations. That's usually what they end up doing, okay? And anyway, many cities have done this. They've, replaced police officers with social workers, and it has been very successful. And they've seen less recidivism because of it, okay? Because these social workers de-escalate situations, so people don't end up going back to prison over and over again. Okay? It actually saves the city a lot of money. Not just in like processing and like making arrest and then putting people through the court system, but also because of lawsuits. Okay? Police should be a last resort. They should be a last resort. You shouldn't send police to these domestic calls unless you have to. Because police are almost certainly going to resolve the situation with violence. That is what they are mostly trained to do.
But yeah, ultimately, yeah, great. Let's see what happens. Time will tell,
I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, Dave de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous setback for the city. I think this mayor can do some things that are going to be really great.
All right, we'll see. Obviously, I want New York to do well. I don't, as pleasant as it would be to say I told you so when it becomes a shithole inevitably, I would love to be proven wrong in New York to flourish. It won't.
I'm sure you would.
You're a billionaire. You have a different address nowadays.
Sure, you would love that.
Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
Wow. Dude, what happened in that meeting?
We agreed on a lot more than I would have thought. I think he's...
Now all the leftists are calling him a Nazi. Dude, this backfired so badly, it's insane. Dude, we agree on more than I would have thought, and all the leftists are like, oh no, but I thought Trump was Hitler. Wait, did we just elect Hitler?
I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. He may have different views, but in many ways, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea, because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on, tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought, and when he was put out of the race...
If you are actually confused why Trump is being so nice to Mamdani, it's not because they actually agree on, like, anything in American politics. They don't. Okay, obviously. Like obviously Trump is just being nice here. Okay, because they don't agree on anything. Okay, like, in order for what Trump is saying to be true, Mamdani would literally have to flip on, like, everything he has ever said in the lead up to the election. So, no, that's not what's going on here. Trump knows a good politician when he sees one. Mamdani is charismatic. People like him. He's popular. That's it. Okay, Trump sees that. He's like, Trump can do one thing, and one thing only. He can read a room. He's good at it. That's why he's being nice to Mamdani. Okay? It's because Mamdani's got motion.
I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth.
He's got
many of the
clout.
Bernie Sanders voters voted for
To be fair, I think Bernie Sanders is trash, but that's not the point.
And I felt
Fortunately, populism works. And also, fortunately, populism works. Bernie Sanders was able to talk to the people despite the fact that he was a socialist communist shill.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I'm sure that is unfortunate for you.
very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying that, and just turned out to be a statistical truth. But no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. Yes, please.
I have a question for you, but a very good one for the mayor. Why did you fly here? Aren't trains greener?
Gotcha question. Fucking kick her out, all right? Look, I don't like Mamdani. I'm not gonna make believe I do, but I still do. I hate the media more. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I hate the media more than I hate Mamdani. Get her out. Get her ass out of the room. I hate gotcha questions.
Yeah, woman.
This is some sort of college debate. What is this?
I'll use every form of transit, and I want to make sure that they're all affordable in New York City, and that's why making buses fast and free is a centerpiece for it.
Where's the bus that goes?
Garbage question. He's the mayor of New York. He has to get a work. It's so cringe. Like, what, you wanted to take a train so that he can live up this? Oh, get out of here.
It's a lot quicker, too.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker. Obviously, you're gonna take a plane. You're not gonna take a train. A fucking retard question. I hate the media.
I mean, he's working very hard. For him to be, that's a very...
It's true. Like, for example, what's his name? There's Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know if any of you remember this. Leonardo DiCaprio used to make all these speeches about how the environment's the most important thing, how we need to we have to worry about carbon emissions and all that shit, and then he went to the Oscars on his private jet. That guy's a complete retard, okay? This is not the same thing. It's a stupid gotcha question.
A very long drive. I'll stick up for you. The plane takes you 30 minutes and...
Sticking up for him. Oh my god. This is why the left is losing their mind. They can't stand this. They don't want to see success. You don't understand. Your average guy on the right wants to build. I really think your average guy on the left wants to destroy. He wants to destroy the traditional values, destroy the biblical values that the country is built on, destroy a strong faith in God or in the family, destroy any form of tradition. A traditional male and female marriage is apparently something evil now in society. I haven't seen one of those depicted in Hollywood in a long time. I think they cannot stand it. They would rather see New York go to shit under
pronouns.
Under a leftist that is bending the knee to Trump. And that's why they can't stand this.
Fucking pronouns.
Around the Washington Post report, there's an explosive report by the Coast Guard that there's no longer any
I think of that clip lives in my mind rent free, okay? Like, cause I think about it every fucking time, dude. I'm pulling it up. Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
In our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring!
Yeah, I mean, the game was kind of lame, okay? I'm not even gonna lie. But not because of pronouns, though.
DHS called that a lie and fake news. Can you clear up?
I don't know anything about it. When was this written?
Yesterday.
Well, look, the Coast Guard's an incredible group of people. I know very well.
Well.
Just ordered a lot of new Coast Guard cars. Beautiful, the most magnificent ship. They look like yachts with lots of guns on them. So I don't know.
So magnificent.
Certainly, we want them to remain a great force, and they are.
And you did the piece in all the 9 months around the world. I would like to ask Mr. Mamdani, you accused
I'll be right
the
back.
government of committing genocide in Gaza while President Trump was working on peace. Why that?
I've spoken about the Israeli government committing genocide, and I've spoken about our government funding it. And I shared with the president in our meeting about the concern that many New Yorkers have of wanting their tax dollars to go towards the benefit of New Yorkers and their ability to afford basic dignity. And what we
you do realize that the funding to Israel is less than 0.1% of funding, of like foreign funding that this shit goes to. Like again, these people all criticized USAID's shutdown, right? They absolutely hated that. Like you have to understand what I want to make my stance clear first. I don't want to see foreign funding in general. All right, I don't want foreign funding to happen. Period. As little as possible. Cut it down by 80% at least. Like I really hate foreign funding. It's disgusting. Like we have people in our country that are suffering, and we're funding everything around the world. I don't like that. That's my stance. Singling Israel out as the recipient of our foreign funding is also disingenuous as fuck. We've been sending money to LGBT in Afghanistan and underwater surprise lesbian butt sex in North Korea. All right, we've been funding bullshit around the world for years that no one cared about. The only thing they care about is Israel, obviously, because they use that as a way to attack Western values in general. Because that is the goal here. Also, for the record, Israel is not committing a genocide in Gaza. That was literally hugely debunked news. They were never starving. There were never starvations. Hamas started a war and lost the war miserably using human shields. Israel literally.
Yeah. While that is disgusting, genocide, revisionist, it's to be expected. Okay, this is what Nux Taco does. Okay, it's just yeah. There's no genocide. There was no starvation. Nope. Fake news. Disgusting. Anyway. What was the other thing he was saying? He was saying, wait, hold up.
Did whatever they could starving. There were never starvations. Hamas started a war and lost the war miserably using human shields.
Yeah.
Israel literally did whatever they could to avoid civilian casualties to the point that 85% of the people killed in Gaza.
Yeah. He was saying that Israel's funding is an insignificant dude. They get more money than any other country from us. The fuck are you? What are you smoking, man? $30 billion? $40 billion? What? Like, it never ends. Okay, like, yeah, we give money to a lot of countries for stupid bullshit, but Israel's the only one that's committing a genocide with it. And it's so much fucking money, dog. It is so much.
Males, 85%. That's not a genocide. Again, everyone knows this if they're even remotely reasonable. But again, it's a really easy buzzword.
Right now is we're in the 9th consecutive year of more than 100,000 school children being homeless in our city, and there's a desperate need not only for the following.
That's why I want to get rid of foreign funding and also foreigners that are illegal in the country.
Human rights, but also the following through on the promises we made New Yorkers, and I appreciated the meeting we had and the work that we can do.
Do you agree that President Trump did do a peace and work hard to make the peace? Because he worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East and everywhere.
He did work hard to do the peace.
Do you agree with that?
I appreciate all efforts towards peace, and I share.
Yes. In other words, yes. Thank you, President Trump, for doing that thing that all of the other guys are screaming about genocide, but they refuse to thank Trump. And this is another reason why the leftoids are furious at him. Because ultimately he's out here thanking Trump for making a peace deal. And all the other radical retards out there, they're crying. They didn't want peace. I want to make something very clear to you about your average Palestinian activist like Hassan Piker. They never wanted peace. They wanted dead Palestinian children that they could use their bodies to stand on their bodies to yell about how America bad, how Trump bad, how Israel bad, how Christianity bad, and how Judaism bad. Ultimately, that was the purpose of these protests.
They hate America.
Because if it was, they would be protesting Hamas for starting a war they knew they couldn't win and refusing to end it, even when they had the opportunity to do so on day one. All right? But again, it's a disingenuous. Like, again, you have to understand the Trojan horse. All right? It really is. The Free Palestine protests were the Trojan horse to radicalize the left against Western values.
With President Trump, that when I spoke to Trump voters on Hillside, I haven't included.
My problem with liberals, Alan, is that liberals hate America.
Sean, I don't know if that's true.
You just contradicted me. You hate America.
If I could just get a word in.
You hate America. You like the terrorists.
Well, I guess you're right again.
Yeah, true. True.
That people were tired of seeing our tax dollars fund endless wars, and I also
Yeah,
believe
he
that
was
we have to
spitting.
follow through on the international human rights, and I know that still today
Thank
those
you,
are being
Sean
violated, and
Hannity.
there continues to be work that has to be done no matter where we're speaking of.
Well, look,
If I could just get a word
right now, I think
in.
he's focused on New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him.
Yeah.
But I really think he has a
We'll
chance
see
to do
what
a great
happens.
job.
Bro, this is honestly insanely good. Look, as someone that I know that some people wanted to see fireworks. In a way, you know, the cynical bitch in me definitely wanted me to see fire. I wanted to see it too. I'm not gonna lie. Some screaming, some yelling, another shut up Zelensky, get the fuck out of here. I would have laughed. I'm not gonna lie. This is way better by any metric. Ultimately, what I want is a prosperous, successful country. I want that more than anything else, to be honest. Like in the realm of politics, at least. So yeah, no, that's incredible.
You answer that. You consider yourself the leader of the Democrats. I think it's more appropriate for him.
And they fucking hate him. I'm telling you, all the Democrats are turning on this guy. They turned on him before he was elected. Now they're turning on him again. They don't know what to do because turns out maybe you do need to suck off Trump in order to become a successful Democrat. The twist is crazy.
I consider myself the next mayor of New York City, and I keep my horizons firmly on New York City, and I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused again on the 5 boroughs.
Another thank you, Trump.
New Yorkers could afford to live there.
By the way, being the mayor of New York City is a big deal. Absolutely. I always said, you know, one of the things I would have loved to be someday is the mayor of New York City. Being the mayor of New York, and especially now, because I think you're at really a turning point, one way or the other. You can go great, or it can go in a different direction, and I think you really have a chance to make it great.
Damn. Oh, another thank you. Oh boy, dude, Mom Donnie doesn't know what to do with himself. He's like, do I accept all the praise and become the enemy of the left that I've worked so hard to cultivate by saying Trump is evil, or not? Like, bro, this is so wild. This is the greatest soap opera of all time. It's not like all of our lives are at stake. Except they literally are.
Does New York City love President Trump?
New York City loves a future that is affordable, and I can tell you that there were more New Yorkers who voted for President Trump in the most recent presidential
a little bit of Trump glaze to sprinkle on top
election because of that focus on cost of living, and I'm looking forward to working together to deliver on that affordability agenda.
I got a lot of votes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, one or two more. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
This thing up. You know, I've had a lot of meetings with the heads of major countries. Nobody cared. This meeting that you people have gone, you know, outside you have hundreds of people waiting. This is just a small little group. For some reason, the press has found this to be a very interesting meeting.
Yeah, it's because it's a radical leftist who ran his entire campaign on how Trump is a dictator Hitler. And now here he is. Again, this is just, once again, firmly putting a nail in the
There he is.
Trump theory. The Jews hate Zoran Mamdani. Right? This is a dude that chants globalize the Intifada. We need to arrest Netanyahu. Israel's genociding everybody. Like, dude, Zoran Mamdani is like a radical. He's hated by all the Jews. Right, let's be clear. I think 75% of the Jews did not vote for him, even though he got like a popular vote in New York. Like, dude. And Trump likes him. What can I say? What can I say?
The Jews hate him.
Government enough, it seems. Come on, Jews. What are you doing? Come on, Jews. Jews, step up your game. All right, you're gonna elect more radical Islamists? Come on, Jews.
The biggest people in the world that come over from countries nobody cares, but they did care about this meeting, and it was a great meeting. Go ahead.
I mean, I think I'm gonna say something controversial here. I'll say it anyway. It's because the Abrahamic religions are the closest to truth that this world actually has. So it's the battle for the future and the battle for the civilization of all of mankind that rests in the balance here. And everyone intuitively knows that, and that is exactly why everyone pays attention to it. That's exactly why everyone's paying attention to it.
Yeah, Mr. President, I was going to ask you exactly that. Why do you think there's so much more?
Like, if you look at the news, 90% of the news is about some form of Christian, Jewish, or Islamic civilization. Every single time. It's 90% of the news worldwide.
Because I think he's different. All right,
Oh boy.
I think he's different, and that can be in a very positive way. But I think he's different than, you know, your typical guy runs, wins, becomes mayor maybe, and nothing exciting. Because he has a chance to really do something great for New York. New York is at a very critical point, and he does need the help of the federal government to really succeed, and we're going to be helping him But he's different than your average candidate. He came out of nowhere.
This is Trump putting New York before putting politics. He could have taken an easy W from his constituents by just saying he's a radical leftist, fuck him. But he's not, because he's putting the people first.
I said he has a great campaign manager standing over there. He came out of nowhere. Would you start off at 1 or 2? And then I watched. I said, who is this guy? He was at 1, then he was at 3, then he was at 5, then he was at 9. Then he went up to 17. I said, that's going to have a little bit of interest there, right? And then all of a sudden he wins a primary that nobody expected he was going to win. It's a great tribute. I mean, it's an amazing thing that he did.
I'll just add one thing to what the president said. Is one thing I also appreciated is in our meeting to appreciate a portrait of FDR and the incredible work that was done with the New Deal and also in thinking about what it can look like when the federal government and New York City government work together to deliver on affordability and transform.
We have a great portrait of FDR that I found in the vaults. That was missing for years. I found it.
Missing for years. In the Kennedy sex tunnels. No one knew it existed.
To the best of my knowledge, he's a Democrat. And when the mayor saw that portrait, he said, "Sir, do you mind if I have a picture taken by that portrait?" It's an amazing portrait. I hope the picture comes out good. But it's an amazing portrait in the cabinet room. So he's a big fan of the New Deal, I guess, and of FDR. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. You said that you both spoke about crime. There are many police officers set to come off the rolls at the end of this year in New York City. Are you going to allow those police to be replaced with police officers, actual cops?
Okay,
are you going to require that happens?
He ran on defunding the police. I bet he was going to cave. He's going to say, no, of course we're going to replace them.
Would there be some consequences if it didn't happen?
But again, that's going to be ultimately the mayor's decision.
Is that I look forward to delivering public safety with the NYPD, and I've said over the course of...
Wait. No more defunding the police. Was that another Trojan horse? Did you lie about that too?
Our campaign that we have the number of police officers today, they're the ones. It's budgeted about 35,000 headcount. And I think the key thing is that we have to make it easier for police to focus on police work, not ask them to respond to 200,000 mental health calls a year.
So is that a reduction from what you're at right now? Are you committing to maintaining the same level of cops?
I committed over the course of the campaign to maintain the 35,000. That's the headcount that we have.
Yeah, first of all, it's a lie. He did not commit to that. He said he wanted to defund the police. That's crazy. So essentially what he wants to do is keep the same 35,000
He said that 5 years ago.
Therapists and social workers. And who's paying for all this? Oh, that's right, the white neighborhoods.
Also, he should defund the police.
With caseworkers, social work.
No, I said that's the
But I don't really care if he's gonna be like, maybe not so much. Like, okay, cool. If he keeps his other campaign promises, who gives a fuck?
What we need to do is make sure they can focus.
Who cares?
You get the retard vote, and then you swing around. And he's like, no, actually, we have a lot of criminals here. We're not able to actually defund police. Classic. Again, once again, proven correct. This guy, this blue retard over here, proven right. Oopsie.
On serious crime.
And he just retained a great police commissioner, I believe, right?
Yes,
if
we did.
If the newspapers are correct.
That one's correct.
Commissioner Tish, that's what they're calling him now, Zionist. Dude, I love the leftists. They're so retarded. It's unbelievable how they manage to function and get a stranglehold over our culture so badly. It's insane. It's insane if you think about it. But these guys, they think this is a radical Islamist communist, and they're all just like, oh my god, he's a fascist, Nazi-Zionist. This is crazy.
He retained, I think, somebody that is she's a good friend of some of the people in my family, Ivanka, and they say she's really good, really competent.
And he's like, yeah, we kept a really great personal friend of Donald Trump. Couldn't have gone better. This actually could not have gone better.
He just retained her, so that's a good sign.
Are there still topics that we disagree on in the future? Do you think we'll have more to do with this?
There will be topics that we disagree on. I think we'll probably come to a conclusion, and ultimately he'll convince me, or I'll convince him. It's for the good of New York. Ultimately, it's for the good.
Meeting with Bill Maher. Bill Maher was one of the biggest Trump haters of all time. He met up with Trump for one dinner.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just feel like this happens to everybody. Everyone hates Trump because the media poisons you. You meet up with Trump and it's like, wow, actually this guy's kind of like on point. That's insane.
New York, I don't care about.
Yeah, that's Trump's whole thing, man. He's a charismatic figure. Okay, he is like people like him. Okay, he's a people pleaser, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But anyway, Bill Maher is a spineless fucking hack. Bill Maher doesn't give a fuck about anything except where he's gonna find his next baby sacrifice for lunch.
If this city could be unbelievable,
I don't
it could
know.
be a spectacular success. I'd be very happy.
The guy looks like God damn it.
I enjoy the
Bill Maher is the most politician-looking, non-politician motherfucker I've ever met. He looks like his skin is about to slide off his body and reveal his true reptilian form. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Anyway.
Please.
Mr. President, Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't, but she's out there campaigning.
I mean, to be fair, he's called him a jihadist, he's called him a fascist and a Nazi. These are ultimately political words. It's a way to rile up people to your cause, ultimately, more than anything else. This is a giant soap opera that we're playing on, and now once he's elected, it's down to business. I personally do think he's a jihadist. That's my personal opinion. And I think that he's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. But hey, I hope I'm proven wrong.
You say things sometimes in a campaign.
True! It's a campaign, baby. Everything's fair in a campaign.
Capable person.
Bro.
But,
that's the difference between these people. It's like, these guys ran a campaign, right? So he called Trump a fascist, Nazi, Hitler on the campaign. And now he's cozying up to Trump because he actually wants to get stuff done. Once the campaign ends and once the election happens, you fucking lost. Drink a tall glass and get over it. And just get over it. Like the Democrats crying and shutting down the government, it's only going to make you guys look more pathetic. And it's like, it's all these things. Trump is the president. Work with this guy. Try to make the country good. Because ultimately, you guys are going to keep failing when you play this endless power struggle where you cry and squeal that you lost again and again.
You really have to ask her about that, but I don't particularly. I think I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great. When I came down to Washington initially,
you just said this guy is running on his own slogan, bro.
The city was so hot. It was doing great. We were having some telltale signs of problems. We had a mayor that was not doing a great job, but still, it was moving along. And It went bad. It really went, pretty bad. And he can, I think it's been at lower points, but it went pretty bad. I think he can bring it back. Now the question is, will he bring it back all the way? Will he bring it back greater than ever before? Which is, I guarantee, that's his wish. I think he wants to make it greater than ever before. And if he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bro, this went better than I could have ever expected. It really did. It really did. Honestly, what I want is a successful country. I want a successful New York, obviously. Do I think it's going to happen under Zoran Mamdani? No, I don't. Because I think he's going to fight tooth and nail to protect the illegals and to run his campaigns. And I think he has his eyes set on brighter futures past New York already. I think he has goals that very much align with his religious beliefs, which I've spoken about in previous videos. But ultimately, I would love a success. Success sounds great. It would be fantastic. Whether it actually happens or not. What is really funny is the fact that essentially he just got Zoran Mamdani to co-sign a lot of his slogans. Make New York great again. We see things the same way. He's keeping the same people that I support. Like, this is why the Democrats...
Oh, yeah, man. That's such an epic win. Yo, got him. Got it. Yeah, you're right, dude. Yo, Trump totally owned him.
They're losing. They're freaking out. They're calling him a Nazi Zionist fascist. It's insane. I've never seen it before. The left wing of fascism. Oh my god, it's incredible. It's a national socialist. Dude, let the meltdowns continue. While I think that us normal people are really fighting for a brighter, safer, healthier, better country. Let them keep crashing out about random
Stay weird, fam.
So, closing thoughts. There are two genders. And some people just don't live in reality. I don't know, have you noticed that some people are just retarded?
Oh, he got rid of his outro. Okay. Alright, well. It's probably for the best. Anyway, I'll be right back. Welcome back. Uh-oh. Great. Oh boy. Uh-oh. I don't care what we do. Fuck are you looking at? See how they like it. First game. I love it that they don't have casual. I love that. I'm so glad they got rid of it. Are so fucking garbage in this game. My other least favorite map, yay. I don't get it. Was the ballistic team just like, yeah, let's make everybody play our worst fucking maps? The worst ones, let's make them play it? Is that what it was? Like, because I don't know. Like, these are the only two maps I get. Skyline isn't much better, but, like, it's better than this shit. Jesus. It's down. Cool. Okay, and we're dead. Let's die. Now you die. Fuck up. cool. Great. Rough start.
You said yesterday that it's nearly Christmas. What did I want? And I thought, just love me, love me, love me. That's what I want. Cooking soul for Christmas.
Welcome to my center. Honeys feel it deep in their placenta. Cold as the pole in the winter. Ricochet off the vertebrae, dead splat where your heart be at. Now starts the cardiac arrest. Where's your vest? You forgot, now you slowly drop cause your heart stopped beating. Your bitch ass crew is retreating. Niggas left you fucked up, passed out with your ass out. Pockets ran through, stripped with your brains bashed out. Niggas wanna do me, slugs just run through me. Like trees to branches, cliffs to avalanches. It's the praying mantis. Deep like the mind of Farrakhan. A motherfucking rap phenomenon. Plus, I make it hot. On your burial site, I smoke blunts all night till the light.
When you said yesterday that it's nearly Christmas, what did I want?
Drop it this
Well, I
time.
am a little freaky. Speaking of hoes, all I ever see around here is little elves. It's getting me dingy, you know what I mean? Night and day, little elves creeping around, putting their clammy little hands on everything, including my wife. Me and my wife ain't been alone together in over 345 years, and I'm about ready, you know what I mean? So this Christmas, if your father's away, Santa's gonna play. Ho, ho, ho. Let me put the spirit of Christmas. Ooh, back in your soul. Lord have mercy. Listen, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Cooking soul.
I got a bitch that suck my dick till I nut. Spit it on my gut and slurp that shit back up. Ain't that a slut? She even take it in the butt. Fuck for about an hour, now she wanna go then shower. You didn't know that we be pissing on hoes, bitch. Luke and Biggie straight shitting on hoes, bitch. Lick your toes, bitch. Fuck no, you must be crazy.
all that, but he won't lick toes. Crazy. Go A again. Why not? These guys are trash. Go away. Fuck, man. I like this map too. Bad. It's over. Got it. die. Dead. See how good they are at defense. Fuck you. Fucker. Really, bruh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Much better. So, should I go ahead and open this? I'm gonna hold on. Let's go over here. I'm not gonna increase the difficulty yet. But I'm sure I will very soon. Didn't really like any of those, but it was still a hard choice. kind of is. Sword's too weak. Really? Whatever. That was fucking bullshit. Once again, killed by being unlucky. When I'm playing as the lucky character. We love Fox. Kinda sucks most of the time, but I guess we love him. Can I just get a run where I get everything, please? That's all I want. Just want to get everything. honestly, the bloody tone kind of carries. That's pretty crazy. Okay, look, you know what? Still need to get the key. It's always something, man. I'm always missing something, like, and it fucks me over completely. It's so goddamn annoying. One of these days, I'll get it all. I wish I could fucking kill them when I don't like them. It's gonna be one of those ones. I'm dead. Yep. Wow. Could banish that, but I'm not gonna. Why not? Nope. Well, I think this run is over. Fucked up. There's nothing I can do now. Great. That's something. glad I died. Okay. You know what? I have an idea. Okay. Spike the shield. No, I don't want shield, I want armor. Okay. Okay. I need something else. I need it. Probably gonna die here. These fucking stupid skeleton things. Oh no! Oh yeah, I'm dead. Oh, it's over. I can't even. That was the final boss, man. You know, it gives me the XP tome right off the bat, and then I just get nothing. I don't know what I expected. Pretty good, man. Every day is a great day. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. Focus it down. Oh. Yep. Finally have a Sunday off. Good. We don't take any days off here on the Ja3Starr Broadcast, except for maybe Thanksgiving. Yeah. Anyway, back to the desert. I almost had a good run there. If I had gotten a credit card, I mean a green card, I got a red card. Alright, there's a trader over here. Gonna be late on my rent. I guess that's better than eviction. Yeah, that is better. That sucks though, man. Sorry. Take attack speed. It's really good in the early game, and I desperately need the damage. Didn't have a card. I don't have that chest. Sometimes I want to try drugs to feel alive. Any suggestions? Shouldn't do any drugs, man. Nothing but trouble. Okay, I think I could raise the difficulty a bit here, although it wouldn't really help much because I don't have an XP ton. But maybe I should anyway, because I'll probably get it. Projectile speed is kinda okay with the fire staff. The fire staff needs all that. My New Year resolution is to stop saying the Okay. Yeah, that's you gotta be one of the only people that are doing that right now. Yo. Oh, come on, man. Alright, I think I'd go with the slurp gloves here. Well, I'm gonna go with my chest. I'm probably gonna die here. Oh, yo. Isn't that a traitor? Come on. It's a key. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Katana. yeah, they shouldn't. And stop trolling me. Trolling me epic style. If I could find, okay. If I could find moldy cheese. I forgot to turn these off. Good. You know, I'm gonna bring back the rockets and actually these poison flask, and I think that will probably do it. Could also turn aura back on. Nah. Yeah. Actually, you know, the rocket's good, but I also need axe kills, right? Isn't there something that... Duration. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, I think this is good. Should probably go back to forest after this. I'll try to die quickly though. Got the XP zone after all. So I have the armor tone on. I forgot. I'll see you then. Just kill me. Glad that's over. Ooh.